First of all, the first half of the Bible is complete and total shit, okay?
Complete and total bovine excrement, you say. Complete and total. All of it. Every single word. Okay.
And without adding a thing. Oh, he said GD. The God of the Old Testament is a God of jealousy and a God of wrath. But I thought God was perfect and couldn't sin, yet you're told that jealousy is a sin. Do not covet.
Do not covet what does not belong to you. That's what the text says. But everything belongs to God, therefore God cannot covet.
Jesus was all about peace and love, yet the God of the Old Testament was all about killing babies.
So Jesus was all about peace and love. That was all he was about. Nothing else. He just walked around all the time saying, peace and love, y'all. Well, that's not true. On the other hand, Zach says the God of the Old Testament was all about killing babies. That's it. Nothing else. That's all he did. That was his whole thing. Like if you read the Old Testament from front to back, the only thing you'd know about God is that he kills babies. Gotcha, Zach.
Doing unspeakable things to women.
So what unspeakable things did God do to women in the Old Testament, Zach? To hear you tell it, that's all he ever did. Kill babies and do unspeakable acts to women. So just give us one example of an unspeakable thing God did to women.
But you never come from a place of logic. You only come from a place of emotion. That's fine.
Right, I'm being illogical. Not like Zach here, whose argument just oozes with logic, doesn't it? Calm, rational, unemotional Zach.
But when I've dedicated my whole life to the study of something, the last thing I want to deal with is a whiny who can only insult people.
Hold on a second there, Zach. Calm down. It sounds like you might be getting just a little emotional. Did you just say you devoted your entire life to studying the Bible?
And doesn't have the ability to actually discuss their side of things. You said you're tired of people that don't know the Bible like trying to teach it. I know the Bible better than you, trust me. I've read that cover to cover at least 8 times. I was the state champion Bible quizzer here in South Carolina. And I've been putting foolish Christians in their place for a very long time now. You're nothing new to me. But if you want to follow the Old Testament, that's cool. You're just following the religion of the people that nailed Jesus to the cross without paying him any attention at all while claiming to be a follower of Christ, which you are not. If you're going to run around talking about the Old Testament, then you're a follower of the Pharisees, the same people that Jesus despised with all of his heart.
So you've read the Bible cover to cover 8 times, spent your whole life studying it, and you say that Jesus didn't believe the Old Testament? He spent his whole ministry teaching the Old Testament. It literally says that in Luke chapter 24. No, Zach, you don't know the Bible. You know a few verses that you think justifies your hatred of God. But you think you're better than God, just like you think you're better than Christians, which is why you use such disparaging and really inhuman pejoratives to describe God, his book, and his people. That's not logical, Zach, but it is very emotional. But the good news is that God saves those who hate him. He really does. He saved me, and I hated him. I really hated him, Zach. And he saved me. And that's all I can tell you.